Hey folks, good evening from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Today I'll be doing 3 episodes. I've been missing for 3 days, was unwell. I don't want to talk in depth about that. Just the weather change and the pollution in our air is really, really bad. So basically 3 days I couldn't really do much functioning, and I'm recovering still. But today I'll be doing 3 reviews. So first episode I want to do a fragrance house called Aramis. And Aramis house I have covered quite a few fragrances, not as many as I like to do, but this particular line I covered 4 before. Okay, so this is the 5th one. There's other ones like JHL and a few of the other ones, and there are some other Aramis I would like to review, but this one is called, as I told you, is New West. Okay, and this bottle is the new version of it, but I'm not sure if it's still in production, because I've been searching for this for last 3 to 4 years to complete my collection, and none of the shops have this one. Sometimes they have that miniature set where they have all the 5 or 6 or 4 in small amount. I couldn't actually buy those because I had the rest of them. Just I wanted to buy the miniature of this to review, so I luckily found one. And this fragrance, it's recommended by many members in my group, and some of you actually recommended, like Joy, take a look at this. This was my signature scent. This is what I started with in my journey. So there was this old bottle of blue color. I think the vintage color looks like, I think it's kind of blue. Yes, I'm looking at Fragrantica. That one is the vintage. This one more of a new style fragrance. Okay, so this is a quite interesting one, but it's a love it or hate it kind of fragrance. So let's see how it goes. I'm not sure how many bottle sizes are there. I think I found 100 ml, and this is like more EDT concentration. This is simple. The presentation is very minimalist on these. All the other ones I'll put Tuscany Perumo or something like, there are a few other Havana, and they have I forgot the rest, 900 D900, and there's one more. I have 4 more, some at the back. So these are presentations like not very not, I don't want to say not premium, but not really very flashy. Okay, simplistic presentation. Could I think back in the days these used to be $25, but I paid about $40 for this one because this is a bit more expensive from where I got, and this was retail at their shop. Okay, so 100 ml you get, that's great. And the bottle again minimalist, and I like it. These are sometimes you may look at it, you might first impression would be this is like a fragrance perhaps released by IKEA, or something like one of the companies, they released it and they just put like a sticker and the simple bottle. But to tell you what, it looks very classy. Okay, it looks very classy. There's some writing at the back. It says 100 ml and all those information. So New West, the cap is like that. Reminds me of Polo fragrances. The cap is not very heavy. It's plastic and chrome finish. Sprayers are okay. It shoots okay juice, not that bee smooth spray. Sorry, my nose are both pretty blocked still, but I had some soup and some coffee, so I'm like, I can smell some. I have the dry down here. Let's spray this again. The dry down is really nice. So this fragrance is kind of interesting. This was a total blind buy. They wouldn't let me test it. It was an intact bottle, and they said you can test it after buying. I'm like, makes sense. I'm gonna buy the car and then I can test drive it, right? Then I've been looking for sometimes, and I was not willing to pay $40 because I could buy these like at least $30. But again, what you gonna do? So this one has huge notes breakdown. I cannot remember all of them, but I remember people compared this to CK Escape. I'll let you know if it's similar to that. But I think the perfumer for this is Harry Fremont. Was he the one who did 1 million? I don't remember, but he's a very well-known perfumer. So the notes in this are C notes, mint, aldehydes, bergamot, artemisia. Whenever I say artemisia, it reminds me of that 300 movie. Man, that movie I love. Lavender, caraway. Middle notes are pine tree, juniper berries, bay leaf, watermelon, geranium. Man, I'm having difficult time reading. Coriander, jasmine, and at the base you get cedar, oak moss, leather, sandalwood, patchouli, musk, and amber. Huge nose breakdown. It's definitely not from the modern era, and definitely smells like it's a little bit like, I would say the right crowd for this fragrance is 35 plus, 35, 40 plus gentlemen, even maybe more. This has very classy smell to it, very classy, something fresh, a little bit of spices, a little bit of floral, oceanic, and then the fruity tinge. So I would say on the opening, it's really, the opening is something you would not expect from a fragrance release of today. Okay, it's not a modern fragrance DNA, and definitely I would say this is not gonna like wow a lot of youngsters. That's why I say this is for mature crowd, but soon it develops to be something a little bit less sour. In the opening, it's kind of sour, and it's kind of like a pickle juice, like pickle juice. Not a good description, and definitely it's fresh, got that watermelon, but it's kind of like a sour watermelon, like if you could pickle, like watermelon is a little bit fermented in some sort of a liquid, that's what it's like, a sour watermelon. It's not the most juicy, like chic for him or something like that, or some of the Givenchy Ultra Marine Incense, I think those kind of fragrances, it's not that. But this one, it's fresh. In the opening, a little bit fresh. It does remind me a little bit of CK Escape, but on the dry down, totally different juice. And I am not saying this is similar to CK Escape in any other way, just the opening a little bit. CK Escape, I get this tropical, kind of like a banana opening, it's fresh, fruity, long lasting, good fragrance. But CK Escape nowadays, it's again not relevant that much to my nose. There are much better fragrances than CK Escape, but many people like that. So if you ever like CK Escape, you like the opening of it. But the dry down is really pleasant. It becomes very complex. I sometimes smell a little bit of rose in it. I don't know why. It's like kind of like gin and tonic and rose, like a fresh rose, but there's a geranium, and then what else? Juniper berries, yeah, pine tree, bay leaf, coriander, jasmine, yeah, those florals are there. But it's a kind of fragrance, a Chanel quality, like egoist. You smell that, you find some characteristic in this. It's kind of bright. It becomes still no, but dry down is really, really good. So best part of this fragrance is the dry down for my liking. And I would say this, even though it's a freshie, people like to wear this in summer, I would say give it a try in springtime or mild cold weathers. This will work really fine. And like a classy gentleman for the like rest of the line, Aramis is the other line, the collection line. This definitely belongs there. Very long lasting. I got, like when I wore it, I was surprised that it really held onto my skin for 6 to 7 hours plus in mild cold weathers. So the performance wise, it's really, really not bad at all. But these are kind of fragrances if you're a collector and you like to discover, you like to explore, for you to try something new. But if you're in a rush to buy something, let's say I'm going to wear something that's going to pick me up compliments for sure, or I'm looking to buy something that will wow crowd, maybe it won't. Maybe it will get respect from a bit mature crowd, but not perhaps from younger generation or random. Like Dior Sauvage is a fragrance, it's more safer for compliments, YSL YDP. This is a totally different experience, totally different, like from that side, this is totally far from that. But I would say this fragrance can give it a try if you find it somewhere. I'm pretty sure I don't see it anywhere else in Bangladesh. A little bit of spice, a little bit of floral, a little bit of marine, freshness, and it's not super dark. But the fragrance, the spices or something, I think the coriander or some sort of spice, it makes it very long lasting on me. And projection, do not put too much, it projects a lot. Do not put like 5-6 sprays, okay? Couple of sprays, just enough to enjoy. But if you put too much, it can be headache inducing, it can give you the bug spray kind of smell, okay? So I'll give you a fair warning. But overall, I think the vintage perhaps were richer, even longer lasting, and perhaps a bit more notes in there, like oak moss they mentioned here. I'm pretty sure there's no oak moss in this. I did not detect any. But there is some freshness about it, and there's like few sides of the fragrance, quite interesting perfume to be checking out and analyze or do research with. So overall, this fragrance, again, masculine fragrance, mature, gentleman, classy fragrance. I think this will work not in summer, mild cold weathers, the best. Versatility is pretty good, longevity is pretty good, and overall, I give this fragrance like 8 out of 10. It's not the most favorite of mine, but I think it's a nice fragrance. You need particular day, particular mood to pick this up and say, hey, today I want to smell different, okay? I want to like dress up it different, put like kind of like a modern gangster kind of a hat. This will really be a romantic fragrance for a gangster. So New West, pretty cool name, simplistic presentation, but I give it 8 out of 10. Check it out. Aramis's fragrances, they are kind of nice. I still am waiting for the very like weather to get very cold so I can pull off something like Tobacco Reserve fragrances, okay, like kind of fragrances. I like powerhouse. This is not quite a powerhouse, but a fresh powerhouse, you can say. Thank you so much for watching. I have one more review, then we'll do a list, and then we'll upload this. Take care and happy holidays in advance. See ya.